The Treaty of Amiens, signed in 1802, promised a brief respite from war. Napoleon, now consul for life of France, yearned for recognition as an equal among Europe's monarchs. His rivals, led by Britain, saw him as a dangerous upstart, a threat to the old order. In 1803, war erupted once more, engulfing Europe in flames. Britain, with its unrivaled navy, took to the seas, blockading French ports. Napoleon, master of the land, assembled a vast army, the Grande Armée, poised to strike at Britain's allies. Austria, Russia, and Sweden joined Britain in the Third Coalition, a fragile alliance united in their fear of Napoleon's growing power. Across the English Channel, Napoleon envisioned a daring invasion of England, a blow to the heart of his nemesis. Yet, the Royal Navy's dominance at sea made this a perilous gamble. As Napoleon's invasion force massed at Boulogne, events in the east forced him to change his plans. The Austrians, emboldened by British promises of support, were on the move, threatening to invade France's allies in southern Germany. With characteristic swiftness, Napoleon abandoned the planned invasion of England and turned his attention to the Austrian threat. The year 1805 dawned with Europe bracing for another round of Napoleonic warfare. Austria, with Russian support, sought to crush French influence in Germany and Italy. Napoleon, ever the audacious commander, countered their moves with a lightning campaign. He outmaneuvered the Austrians, forcing the surrender of an entire army at Ulm without a major battle. This victory, a testament to Napoleon's strategic brilliance, sent shockwaves through the Allied camp. However, the war was far from over. The combined forces of Austria and Russia, bolstered by the presence of Tsar Alexander I himself, still posed a formidable threat. They hoped to trap Napoleon in a decisive battle and end his meteoric rise. The two armies finally met near the town of Austerlitz in modern-day Czech Republic on December 2, 1805. The ensuing battle would become a legend, a testament to Napoleon's military genius. Napoleon lured the Allied armies into a trap, feigning weakness and then unleashing a devastating counterattack on their weakened center. The French victory was complete, shattering the Third Coalition and cementing Napoleon's reputation as the greatest military commander of his age. The Treaty of Pressburg, signed later that year, formalized Austria's defeat. Napoleon's star had never shone brighter. In 1806, Prussia, hesitant to confront Napoleon, was spurred into action. Provoked by French maneuvers and Russian promises, Prussia declared war. They underestimated Napoleon's Grande Armée. In a lightning campaign, Prussia was crushed. On October 14th, two battles unfolded at Jena and Auerstadt. Napoleon led a crushing victory at Jena. At Auerstadt, Marshal Davout secured another victory. These triumphs sent shockwaves through Europe. The Prussian army was shattered. The road to Berlin lay open. Napoleon entered Berlin in triumph. Russia remained a formidable foe. Napoleon pursued the Russians into Poland. The clash at Friedland on June 14, 1807, saw another French triumph. The treaties of Tilsit marked a turning point in Napoleon's career. Despite his string of victories in Central and Eastern Europe, Napoleon's control over the continent was far from absolute. The Iberian Peninsula, traditionally under French influence, became a festering wound, a constant drain on French resources and a testament to the limits of Napoleon's power. His intervention in Spain, initially intended to secure his grip on the country, backfired spectacularly, igniting a popular uprising that would entangle his armies for years to come. In 1807, Napoleon took advantage of internal strife within the Spanish monarchy to depose King Charles IV and place his own brother, Joseph Bonaparte, on the Spanish throne. This act, widely seen as a blatant power grab, ignited a firestorm of resistance. The Spanish people, deeply Catholic and fiercely independent, rose up against the French invaders. The British, under the command of Arthur Wellesley, later the Duke of Wellington, provided crucial support to the Spanish and Portuguese, pouring troops and supplies into the peninsula. Napoleon's armies, accustomed to quick victories on the open battlefields of Europe, found themselves bogged down in a bloody and unwinnable conflict. The Peninsular War, often overshadowed by Napoleon's grand campaigns in the East, played a significant role in his eventual downfall. Section 5. Aspern, Essling and Wagram Austria's last stand. In 1809, Austria, seeing Napoleon entangled in Spain, launched a new attempt to break free from French domination. The Fifth Coalition, mainly Austria and Britain, aimed to exploit Napoleon's weakened position. The reorganized Austrian army posed a significant threat, forcing Napoleon to turn east. The campaign began with Austrian successes, culminating in the Battle of Aspern-Essling. This bloody two-day battle resulted in a tactical draw, a rarity for Napoleon. It was his first major defeat, sending shockwaves through Europe. Napoleon regrouped and 6 weeks later faced the Austrians at Wagram. Wagram was colossal, involving hundreds of thousands of troops. After 2 days, Napoleon emerged victorious, crushing Austrian hopes. The Treaty of Schönbrunn formalized Austria's defeat, ceding territory and paying indemnity. Section 6. Disaster in the Snow, Napoleon's Gamble and the Russian Winter. By 1812, Napoleon's empire had reached its zenith, encompassing vast swathes of territory and dominating much of continental Europe. Yet, his relentless ambition and his growing distrust of Tsar Alexander I of Russia, his erstwhile ally, would soon lead him to embark on a campaign that would seal his fate. The invasion of Russia, a colossal gamble, would become Napoleon's undoing, a testament to the hubris of even the most brilliant of minds. Tensions between France and Russia had been simmering for years. When Russia openly defied Napoleon's continental system, a blockade designed to cripple British trade, war became inevitable. In June 1812, Napoleon crossed the Niemen River with the largest army ever assembled in Europe up to that point. Over 600,000 men from across his vast empire. Napoleon hoped for a quick, decisive victory, but the Russians, employing a scorched earth policy, refused to engage in a major battle. The capture of Moscow, after the bloody but inconclusive Battle of Borodino in September, proved to be a hollow victory. As winter approached, the French army, trapped thousands of miles from home, faced a new and more terrifying enemy, the Russian winter. Section 7. The Tide Turns Leipzig and the Fall of the French Empire. The retreat from Moscow, which began in October 1812, was a catastrophe of epic proportions. The once mighty Grande Armée, ravaged by hunger, disease, and relentless attacks by Russian forces, was reduced to a shadow of its former self. Napoleon himself barely escaped with his life, leaving behind the remnants of his shattered army. The disaster in Russia marked a turning point in the Napoleonic Wars. It shattered the aura of invincibility that had surrounded Napoleon and emboldened his enemies. Across Europe, the oppressed rose up against French rule, fueled by a resurgent spirit of nationalism. Britain, Prussia, Austria, and Russia formed the Sixth Coalition, determined to bring about Napoleon's downfall. In a series of hard-fought battles in 1813, culminating in the epic Battle of Leipzig in October, known as the Battle of Nations, Napoleon's forces were gradually pushed back towards France. After 3 days of ferocious fighting, Napoleon's forces were defeated, and he was forced to retreat back into France. The writing was on the wall. Section 8. The 100 Days in Waterloo. A last campaign, a final defeat. Napoleon's exile on Elba proved to be short-lived. In 1815, sensing an opportunity amidst renewed political turmoil in France, he escaped from Elba and landed on the French mainland. His return, a testament to his enduring charisma and the deep divisions within France, sparked a wave of popular support. The deposed emperor, rallying his supporters, marched on Paris, where he was welcomed as a returning hero. The 100 Days, as this brief period of Napoleon's restored rule is known, was a last gasp of defiance against the forces aligned against him. The Seventh Coalition, formed in response to his return, mobilized its armies to confront Napoleon once more. The opposing armies met on June 18, 1815, near the village of Waterloo in present-day Belgium. The Battle of Waterloo, fought in pouring rain and over muddy ground, was a close-run affair. Napoleon's forces fought with their usual bravery and ferocity, but they were ultimately defeated by the combined might of the British and Prussian armies, led by the Duke of Wellington and Gebhard Leberecht von Blucher, respectively. Waterloo marked the end of Napoleon's reign and the final defeat of his imperial ambitions. Section 9. Legacy of the Emperor. Napoleon's enduring impact on Europe. Napoleon Bonaparte's life and career were a whirlwind of triumphs and tragedies, of grand visions and colossal mistakes. He was a complex and contradictory figure, a military genius, a ruthless conqueror, a reformer, and a tyrant, all rolled into one. His legacy continues to be debated and analyzed, his name forever etched in the annals of history. On the one hand, Napoleon's conquests left a trail of devastation and bloodshed across Europe. His wars claimed millions of lives and shattered countless others. On the other hand, Napoleon's rule brought about significant reforms that left an indelible mark on France and Europe. He centralized the French government, modernized the legal system, created the Bank of France, and established a system of secular education. His Napoleonic Code, a comprehensive legal code, became a model for many countries around the world. Napoleon Bonaparte's life and career continue to fascinate and intrigue us, reminding us of the transformative power of ambition, the allure of glory, and the profound impact that one individual can have on the course of history.